Once a job has been posted for at least 7 days and applicant screening is taking place, you may begin interviewing candidates. We will discuss some guidelines for the interview process. Before interviewing an individual, remember that you cannot hire or interview a candidate who has not submitted an application. However, you may rehire a former employee to their same department without going through the recruitment process, as long as they are rehired within 1 year of their termination date and they still meet the minimum requirements for the position. When you are ready to interview, select the top candidates and choose your interview panel. It is good for at least 2 people to participate in interviews, especially for benefited positions. Prior to conducting interviews, make sure that the interview panel agrees on interview questions and the scoring system. For suggestions and guidelines on interviews and interview questions, see Appendices 4 through 6 in the Supervisor Guidebook. These give suggested interview questions and illegal interview questions, as well as guidelines for interviewing job applicants with disabilities. Appendix 7 in the Supervisor Guidebook is an example of a form that may be used for rating candidates. Additionally, Human Resources is always happy to help, so feel free to reach out to them for suggestions for interview questions or to participate in your interview panel. During the interview, be sure to treat all candidates fairly and consistently. Avoid questions that could be interpreted as discriminatory. Ask short, open-ended questions and probe incomplete answers. Focus on applicants' career goals, work experience, qualifications, and organizational fit. It is important to be aware of red flags such as candidates making disparaging remarks about former coworkers or supervisors, holes in employment history, and poor conduct or appearance during the interview. Also remember that Utah law requires that Sandy City grant veterans preference to eligible applicants during the selection process. For more information about veterans preference, you can refer to the Veterans Preference section of the Supervisor Guidebook or watch the training video that goes along with it. After the interviews are over and the candidate has been selected for hire, make sure to turn in to Human Resources a copy of all interview questions, as well as any interviewer notes, score sheets, and other documentation where they will be kept on file for 2 years. Once you have determined which applicants you are not going to interview, they need to be notified. To do this, go to the candidate's file in Kildare and click the Reject button on their application. Next, select the appropriate disposition code. Finally, hit Send at the bottom of the screen. This will send an email to the candidate letting them know that they have not been selected for the position. It is helpful to make a list of applicants who you did not end up hiring, but who you would have been willing to hire. For benefited positions, this list is good for 1 year, and for non-benefited positions, it's good for 3 months. If you need to hire for the same position again within that time period, you can hire someone off the list without opening the job again. This must be a physical list, and a copy needs to be given to Human Resources when you send in the hiring documentation. If no hiring list was established, departments can still select from the top candidates of a previous recruitment if the recruitment closed within the last 2 months. Be sure to document the process. For more information, you can refer to the Operations Manual. Finally, it is a good idea to conduct at least 3 work-related reference checks. Mention in the interview that you intend to conduct reference checks, and then keep documentation that includes individuals called, questions asked, and responses given. Appendix 9 in the Supervisor Guidebook has a checklist you can use when calling references.